Well, and hello. I made a little bit of a mistake because I. There we go. How is everyone doing, people? My name is Ardawen, and welcome to Something from Nothing Poker. I hope everyone is doing well. I certainly am. And well, the delay on YouTube is terrible. Um, I hope everyone
As
is
it
doing
always is.
as it always is. Exactly. I hope everyone is doing well. I am okay. Uh, just hanging out with some poker. Boomer, are you there? And how are you doing, sir?
I am. I'm just sitting at the table. I've just realised I'm not there. Okay, I'll sit down. Okay, and spend money. I'm good. We've had fucking Easter, so crucifixion, and someone got drunk and lost a body. What else? We have. It's turning into winter now. It's getting cold. We don't have hot days anymore. So, and because of that, I'm sitting here with a blanket on because it's 5 in the morning here, and in wherever it is I am. I've even forgotten where I spawned. So I don't know. It's all a video game now. I don't know. So we're here playing cards. Yay! What's been happening? Not much in my world. I'll catch up now in a second.
Okay, this sounds good. And I believe we also have a Trent. How are you doing?
Yep. Hello, I'm doing fine.
That is good to hear. And I think we might have a Jin. Jin, how are you doing, sir? What is good? What is up in Jinland?
Doing rather well, other than crawling all over everything and into everything. Unfortunately, what I do is not fun.
Do you have clean glasses though? Because that's important.
Yes, my classes are clean.
Oh, that's very good. You need to do things
I
like
can
clean
actually
glasses.
what I'm doing today. That's not a good thing.
What are you doing that's not a good thing?
Losing at poker.
Oh,
Oh,
how?
wow.
What, losing in real poker? How?
You know,
Yeah.
losing at
Lo-
poker
losing-
always sucks.
But at least it's not real money.
That is true.
Well,
You did what, Ardawen?
I bet. You know.
oh,
I
okay. So here we are in an exciting hand. Now this has got really big. My God, there's all money on the table. What's going on here, guys?
All his bluff.
I'm just placing a bet.
You've gone in on a pair of twos and there you committed. I can see what's happened here. Jim was the only one that bailed out. We all got stuck in it, in that infinite loop.
Well,
Oh no! So I believe
I think
we had a
Ardawen.
one. Oh my God! I believe
No.
we had a French election.
I just
You
had
went
a
on a
straight.
I believe we
So
had
I
a
would have
French
to
election.
poker. That wouldn't have done me any good.
So what does a French election mean from everyone's point of view? Because I'm not French. So does it mean we just hear different French accents on the radio now, or do we have the same French person in charge?
Yeah, the same the same French person is in charge. It seems because earlier results seems to indicate that Macron won from Le Pen, and let's just say that Le Pen is not a pretty lady.
Right.
She's
Well,
a right wing extremist, so it's yeah,
okay. So my question is, what was their policy on restarting the 100 Years' War? Because I'm actually an advocate of another 100 Years' War with England. Did any of them have a fixed policy on that to restart one?
No, but I don't think any of them like the English very much.
So therefore, another 30 Years' War, or well, 100 Years' War would be great. But I'm thinking start small, go into the 30-year war, see how you go, and from there consolidate your wins. What could possibly go wrong? I mean, it's not that they've been tried before, apart from that one time. It's I don't know. So basically, the upshot of the French election is no one seems to give a rat's ass. What about you, Trent? Do you care?
No, probably not.
What are you talking about?
French elections. There you go. That shows care factor 0. Hey, I
Damn,
have
that's two
straight
straights in a row.
Yeah, just to get you back, Ardawen. So I'll see you straight and show you a fucking bigger straight. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Too
Okay.
busy looking at these bets.
Okay. So, all right. Well, the French election conversation tainted. Well, about as quickly as I thought it actually would have. Anyway, in fact, we got
Yeah.
one line out of it.
Hey,
So
man.
that's better than what I expected. Okay. What other wonderful things have been happening in the world today?
Not very much. Listen, I just got drunk yesterday, and today I had a hangover. Funny how that works.
Right.
And I saw the Marvel movie Morbius, and that was okay, I guess. And then I went back home to get ready for poker. So my day was pretty boring.
Okay. And Trent won it. Oh, with what? What did you have? Did you have a full house or something?
Ace high.
So no one had anything. Everybody had kings and sevens on the table. Okay, nice work, guys. Okay.
Well, you know, sometimes the dealer gives you crap.
Yeah, that was me. Oh no, it was you last time. That was Trent
No,
actually.
most times the cards give you crap.
Oh well, you can. It depends. It's relative to who else. It's not like there's a banker here like blackjack where you lose to them. Well, we're having a real fun time here in Australia because we've got an election coming up, and everybody seems to hate our PM, which is kind of cool. We all like to hate politicians, but we actually have a reason to because he's as corrupt as all fuck. And it's weird because all the journos are on their side, and it's even they can't spin this one. I think they're all on damage control. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. Anyone sitting on a flush there, I wonder? Someone's got to be. Who's sitting on the flush?
No one.
No flush.
There. There.
That is actually funny.
Right. It seems to be a really quiet weekend. I noticed everybody was offline. Maybe everyone went to the same beer fest you did, Ardawen, and got
Yeah.
really drunk.
Yeah,
That sound
no.
like a logical thing.
It's you know, it was a lot of fun. Um, maybe yes. No, it was actually kind of funny because I went with friends from this game that I used to play, and I still have contact with these people. And they were talking about that beer festival, and it was actually near my mom's house. And I was like, oh damn it, I have to go to my mom's in 2 weeks in a row. Just for fun, so I said that, you know, as a sort of a joke. Also, they said then you could bring your mom, like I kind of like as a joke. And I said like, oh sure. So I brought my mom to the beer festival with my friends, and it was actually a good time. Everyone was like, oh, my mom would never do that. My mom seems to hate fun and stuff like that. So that was kind of funny. Everyone was complimenting my mom for being a good sport and showing up at the beer festival.
Now, were you expecting her not to, or was it everybody else expecting her not to?
Yeah, everyone else was expecting, was kind of expecting like, oh, my mom would never do that, and therefore...
Well, I won't go on about. I've got so much in my head going through with dignity and things like that. And at least your mum will. I don't know. Did she? I don't know. Is there an ulterior motive? But she got you insured for a lot of money. And was she intending to perhaps murder you at the Oktoberfest? Is it an Oktoberfest or an April Fest?
No, no,
You
no,
call it an
just
April festival?
no, no. It's just a craft beer festival. It's just they happen pretty much as soon as pretty much mostly as soon as it gets warmer. But you know, also in the winter sometimes. Just it's just like, hey, there's a couple of brewers. Just come taste their beers. And you get drunk on expensive beer. Because they
Do they
have
do them cheap or not? Like, is it
they do
actually
them
good
they do
value for
them
money?
they do them cheaper than you would usually buy them for, but they're still pretty expensive because sometimes they're like, they're like they're like beers with a lot of a lot of exotic ingredients, aged on whiskey barrels and for 2 years and stuff like that. That sort of beers, and those beers are expensive. But that is
Yeah, I mean, what makes it a beer? Because they go on about all. I've noticed it's really weird when you do look at crafting tables. What's actually in some beers? Like, in fact, apparently all of it's got like a fish platter or something, which I won't go into. But what makes it a beer? Is that when it's fermented from like malt or something, or fucking hops, or I don't know.
yeah. I think it's yeah. It's kind of funny. We all had the full
Hey,
house.
we all
Nice
had a full
table.
house.
Yeah.
How
No,
did we all
it's
win that? Sorry,
because
I'm
because it's the five highest cards and there was a full house on the table.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
So you split the pot.
you split the pot.
Right.
Yeah.
So back to the beer thing. What if it's got hops? Does that make it a beer? Then you can put in whatever you want to make
What
your own
should that
special
be?
brew.
Yeah, I think it's hops and malt, some sort of malt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and well, yeah, sometimes you have like these barreled aged beers that are just, you know, they age them and it's they're really good, but yeah, because of storage costs money, so.
Yeah, and then you have your time invested in however long you're keeping that stuff in the barrel.
Well,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah.
One of my housemates used to be into home brewing because you could get a nice one, Trent. Was that a? Do you have a straight there or a pair? He used to do
It's a
home brewing, and he
pair.
had like a little container that was wrapped here with an electric blanket to keep the humidity right, and it would bubble away. And it had like a little, like a snorkely sort of a valve on it, and we'd be sitting there watching telly, and and as it gets towards the end of its ferment, every 5 or 10 minutes you hear bubble, 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 and it would just sort of sit there going through the fermentation. And he also used to do mead, and what was the other one? Bourbon. But bourbon you've got to distill. That's a different. You need to actually evaporate the alcohol into another container or something. But it was actually
You just
really
still it out,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, it was actually really because when you still it, you keep putting it back through, don't you? So you get that's why the 4X's, because that's how many times. It's been
Usually it's at least twice.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
But you can
right,
actually
okay.
buy home brewing kits now. Just
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You don't have to go blind like in the old days, Pappy. You remember like we used to Ardawen back in the 30s in the Prohibition days?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the amount of times we went blind at our moonshine. Fuck, that was fun. Those were the days. You can party, man.
it's actually what you can buy. You almost have to do almost have to do nothing. It's basically oh, I didn't see that. I destroyed. You basically have to it basically contains everything, even like the ingredients for the beer.
Oh yeah. There's bourbon chips. I've seen those ones. It's a shake and bake. You can do it in the boot of your car on the way to work if you wanted to. Yeah, it's kind of not really. It takes all this fun out of it, fun and games out of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess I never did it because I don't have any interest for it, and I also don't have any interest to invest time in actual brewing. So
One that's good, is pretty low maintenance, is apple cider. That's pretty much just shake it, put it in the thing, and go back and try to not drink it green, because drink it too early, there's no alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Terrible when you all think you've almost got it straight, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, at least
Okay.
you have two bears.
we both got a pair. Okay, well, it was where yeah, you got the wrong straight. I did too. Persuasion.
No, the good thing about that is you can actually do what's called a freezer distill on it.
Yeah, do go on. I'm intrigued.
Instead of running it through a distiller to pull the alcohol out, you put it in the freezer, and the alcohol itself will not freeze. So all you got to do is drain it out.
Oh, so the water particles turn into ice, so you can
And
filter
then
that out.
you're just basically straining the alcohol out
They-
of water.
They also sometimes do that with buck beer. So they freeze the buck beer, and then they basically pour out the liquid, and they well, you know, basically the same process as Jin was describing there, but with buck beer.
Yeah.
And it's actually
like it works.
it is actually a a thing that it's called ice bucking, I think. Yeah.
Well, there you go. The things you learn when you're not a hillbilly from South Carolina. Okay. Moonshine's big money, isn't it?
Can be.
Why do I get the impression this idea might have come from Russia and vodka? Because it's kind of got the climate that allows you to do that.
Well,
You might
listen, it doesn't really matter where it comes from. It's just humans finding ways to get drunk. It's just.
Well, yeah, humans have always done shit like that. I mean, we still haven't made a hoverboard though. Like this is the problem. Maybe we're
Not
wondering too
just
much about the
humans.
sport.
Elephants love to get drunk too.
Really? Okay. Who else
Not
is
almost
there?
all enjoyed it.
No, there is actually recorded evidence of elephants that seem to know that these fruits hanging on the tree grow under certain conditions that they're fermented, and they still eat them and they love it. They eat fermented fruits and get super drunk and they love it. They do it on purpose.
What's that cat shit coffee? Where they go through and they get the coffee beans. The cats go eat the coffee beans.
Yeah.
And no, not beans. They're the little berry sort of things. And they ferment in the cat's stomach. And then they go and actually pick up the cat turds and then pick out these little berries because they're fermented. And apparently the coffee's about $100
Yeah,
US or
it's
something like that.
it's the most expensive coffee in the world.
Yeah, cat shit coffee. Wow. Okay. I'll just go me standard coffee, thanks.
Oh yeah, and Carl Edwards, yeah,
Thank you, Colin. How are you? And you know it. You know it. So basically, it's not something I just made up out of a dream. It actually does exist. Oh, well done. My lead poisoning induced memory loss is returning. Thank you,
no.
Colin.
But with the cat
very
thing,
good.
I knew about the cat thing. Yeah, it's the most expensive coffee in the world. It's really funny. Cat turd coffee. It's
Well, I
it's also a specific kind of cat. So it's not just your regular old trash goblin.
Yeah. So you go for the job. Now, what does the job description say? Like you walk in, okay, boss, I'm here for this job. I'll do anything. Well, yeah, it's like this. You got to go out and find cat turds. Okay, that's not too hard.
You're going to be a poop picker.
Pick the berries out. Okay. Do I have to take this job? Well, do you want the job agency to hear about this? You've knocked back work?
Well, you know,
Okay,
the good thing is you could probably use gloves.
Yeah.
Imagine
Well,
okay,
well,
okay, but picking up is fine because usually that's dry, you know, that is dry, you know. That's picking up is not the worst part. Imagine being the person that has to, you know, clean off the poo so that to reach the usable product.
But we're using a pressure washer for that.
No. I'm actually imagining someone with a one next to a water
I'm not
tap.
taking a
and-
handful of pee in a bucket and washing off the damn coffee beans. No.
Yeah, just one by one, just with.
Well, as long as they're not scamming people out of their life savings in a call center, I suppose it's good work. It's yeah.
It's honest work.
Yeah, well,
It's not very good, but it's honest.
There was a job in medieval England which was basically stomping other people's piss. You would go around and collect the fucking chamber pot's contents in order to put into barrels and put some clothing into diet. So it was actually worse than allegedly Dave. You're not drinking it, but you're walking around it like they squash grapes, but you're actually washing clothes or dyeing clothes or something. That's not exactly a fun gig. Oh fuck. Why did the straight forsake me? Why, my God, the God of cards is not on my side. Well, sort of is.
Listen to the heart of the cards, Boomer. Listen.
Okay. What about the Kobe steak? Have you heard of that one? Where the steak in from Kobe in Japan. The calves are in crates their whole life, and they feed them on beer and grain. And they, rather than the meat turn into fat, they get masseuses to come in and massage the meat every day.
Yes.
And these things grow in the crate. It's called Kobe steak, and that's about $500 a plate. But the interesting thing about it is my uncle was like that. He used to eat a lot of beer and grain and got massages, so maybe we could have eaten him when he died. I don't know. But Kobe steak, that's another luxury, isn't it? What other luxurious food gourmet things are there, guys? It's a great topic. What else are you?
I've been hearing mixed reactions though, but yeah. about Kobe steak.
That wasn't me. You could always go with caviar.
Well,
Who wants to pay so much a pound for fish eggs? Come on.
I tell you what, there's one that I reckon could take off. Bat nests. You got to climb up and get these bats nests that are really secluded, guaranteed to have no COVID. Well, apart from that one time. Yeah.
Just that one time?
The bat saliva nest. They make these nests up in some really secluded spot you can't get to. And consequently, that makes it really expensive. Sounds like a scam to me, but...
I'm sure it's bats and not some, I think it's a type of swallow that they use for bird nest soup.
Oh, okay, could be. I don't know. I'm just going along with my memory, and that's been a bit fucked up lately. I've been researching today.
I think you need some more research.
Oh, I shall be soon, yes. The coffee's kicked in, so...
So about caviar, there is the almost caviar, which is almost caviar is literally diamond in Russia. It's white caviar, and can you guess the price?
Well, do you want the exchange rate in euro dollars?
It's in dollars. It's in dollars. The price in dollars.
I'd guess about 2,500 pounds. Or not 2,500 pounds. $2,500
$18,000 for every 2 pounds.
Right. But this is just a form of indulgence, really. This is just saying, I'm paying that because I can. Like, why is it so expensive? What makes it so, well, that? Yeah.
It's a very scarce fish.
Yeah, but does it give you super spider powers? Like, okay, it's scarce, therefore it's expensive, but what do you get from it you can't get from some other less expensive?
I cannot tell you the answer. It's
We're gonna have to find a caviar connoisseur.
It's probably just very expensive, and that's why it's cool? Question mark.
Yeah. So this is like that gold leaf stuff that Cleopatra had to have because She
Yeah.
just wanted to be able to say our party cost us $4 million with gold leaf stuff that we all consumed. Yay! Well, someone could be sitting on the straight, guys. I wonder who it is.
Well,
I can
there's
tell you who it isn't.
there's of course also the white truffle fair in Alba.
Ah,
Yes, the white truffle of Alba. Listen, it's a truffle that
Is that like a quest item?
that was weighing 1.87 pounds and was auctioned for $85,000 euros. Sorry, €85,000.
to be eaten? Or like, what do you do with the truffle? It's just a really, really stinky mushroom, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is to be fair. Why I'm reading it off is just a list. It doesn't really go into too much details, but
Ah, okay. Is it the most expensive foods list? God, just Googling stuff.
hey, lack of imagination, you know. And I'm also
true.
just curious. Because I was like, of course, there's the edible gold. What the fuck? Watermelons.
Okay.
The de, the
Watermelons
densu,
are a famous.
the Densuke watermelon is a black watermelon.
That would be interesting to see.
And one of these watermelon, weighing around 18 pounds, was sold for nearly $6,000.
Is it a non-fungible vegetable, or are they fungible vegetables? Wow, my favourite word lately is fungible. It means not really there, doesn't it? Is that right? If something is non-fungible, it doesn't really exist.
Well, an NFT isn't really or more the value of an NFT doesn't really exist. But I have so little interest in NFTs that I don't really know what non-fungible means.
Well, I've actually found that when I invested all of my tulips into non-fungibles, I actually had something like a 300% return on my tulips. And in fact, tulips is a growth market, as you would know. How is your tulip portfolio going, Ardawen? I guess it's going along swimmingly.
Uh, the tulips died.
Yours did. Oh, you've got
Uh-oh.
seeds though, didn't you?
Yeah. No,
Okay, so you're out of the tulip market.
I forgot. I forgot to water them, and now I killed a few $1 million.
Well, you realise though, with that, although I'm truly saddened by your loss, that makes my tulips worth more money. Each person whose tulips die, it revalues. So, well, you're going to continue to invest what remaining Bitcoin you have in tulips, or are you going to go back to Bitcoin?
I'm afraid I have to go back to pocket chains. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I don't know. Can I pay things with pocket lint?
No. We
try.
we
I
only
don't think so.
we only take the belly button lint. Sorry.
Oh, I got plenty of that.
Well, that would make you a wealthy man in some countries. I don't know which ones, but I'm sure it would. Okay.
Whichever
All
ones
right.
take pocket or belly button lint as currency, yes.
Right. So, what is the current non-fungible bullshit? Has anyone actually checked out what this is? People are buying like something that doesn't really exist. You just have ownership on it, like it's the first ever tweet or something like that. First ever tweet went for so many millions of dollars, but you can't do anything with it. Like,
Yeah. It's you sort of have sort of have a kind of an ownership on it. Because, but on the other hand, I mean, it's not really controlled because that's the sort of the intention. And the funny thing is also like, listen, with those JPEG NFTs it's I can just copy and paste that picture, and then I also have that picture, but it's for free. And but yeah, the retort is like, but you're not the owner of it, but that doesn't really, like, I don't care. I'm not gonna pay a lot of money for a picture on the internet.
So if you
What
were
do you
to,
mean I don't own it? I have it right here on my hard drive.
Yeah.
yeah, well, it's sort of more everybody owns it. It's just that you're the person who was stupid enough to pay money for it. So therefore, it's kind of okay. This is getting interesting, isn't it? As to where these things go, because
It's a
any
pyramid
currency is
scheme.
valued against the country. You know what I mean? Like the country itself, what's the word? Provides the, as we can see, the Russian ruble has dropped out like a fucking horse drawers in the last few months because of its relativity to the rest of the world economy. So
No,
I don't know, this is weird.
it's a glorified pyramid scheme.
Right. Seemingly, except there is some sort of stock, which is what makes it not a pyramid scheme, because there is something involved. It's okay. Wow. This looks
Stocks
like a
only
really
really exist in paper, so
And it's also like have you heard of people? Have you also heard of people losing their password to the Bitcoin wallet, and then, too bad, so sad, no access to your Bitcoin wallet.
yeah.
I also
Well,
heard
did you
about
hear
the guy
about?
who had 900 and some thousand in Bitcoin and threw away the hard drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
His wallet on it. You dumbass.
Well, he could go and bulldoze. He could go to the tip, couldn't he, and try to find it back, and then hopefully, ah, dear, what do you do? I dare say the security levels are designed in such a way so you can't just, I don't know, fluke it and get it back in. Do you remember the Silk Road, which was not the original one, but the one designed to buy or sell anything on the dark web, which was always, how do you say, it had a bit of a fundamental flaw in it insofar as it was Bitcoin, therefore untraceable, therefore good for nefarious purposes, but not good for tracking people who were doing dodgy shit. Now, one guy who got done, he was actually told by someone else that he was going to reveal everybody's identity. He'd hacked the computer and he had all of the Silk Road's personal information, was going to basically out everyone. And therefore the Silk Road was going to lose its ability of being a private dodgy service. And then what happened is one person turned up, then another person. I've been, doing certain pharmaceuticals, and I now owe $700,000 to a motorcycle gang. And if you don't give me $500,000, I'm going to out you. And then he got someone to organise a hit, and then paid for the hit through Bitcoin. And then when the cops actually got the guy and went through him, they couldn't do him for organising the hit, although the evidence was there, because the people who were supposedly killed in the story didn't exist. It was one person pretending to be four different people playing the guy to organise a hit on people who weren't really there. So they couldn't actually do him for organising a hit, just fraud and stuff like that. But it was really, the whole story was just, I knew there was a flaw with Bitcoin and Silk Road. But yeah, I don't know. Does it still go to this day, or is it being killed?
Silk Road, I don't know, but Bitcoin is still going strong.
Right. But the money he spent was like 100,000 in Bitcoin for a hit. It's something like $220 million in today's value or whatever, but who knows how long that's going to go for. Yeah. But that Silk Road story was really like, oh, okay. Play stupid games with rather nasty people, get nasty results. Yeah.
Well, it's people like to live dangerous for money.
No, I think some people just work out cunning schemes. What was some like? I mean, they've always existed these cunning scams, haven't they? There's always been someone doing a dodgy thing. Goes back to ancient Greece. I mean, some of the healing places in ancient Greece, they only pick their customers. They'll take you in and heal you, but they wouldn't take you in if you're too hard to heal. So he's going to die. No, he's the plague. Get rid of him. We don't want him on board. Ooh.
Yeah, I think that it also happened at some point during the Roman time that the doctor was supposed to be able to tell what you had without you telling the doctor like, oh my back is sore or something like that. The doctor had to figure out like, oh, his back is sore, and that would lead to all kinds of crazy diagnoses. Of course, when
your green is out of balance.
like of course when your arm is almost falling off, that's that's quite easy. But
Right. We'll just realign your chakras, and yeah, that should be cool. £100, please. Give us 20 pieces of gold, or give us your shekels.
Shekels of
People
silver,
buy
yeah.
it. Yeah, people still buy into this crap, don't they?
Oh yeah.
In fact, that whole thing on the Bitcoin Silk Road thing, the Dread Pirate Roberts, who they base it on, is actually an old Errol Flynn movie, and he was the person, and he was the captain of the ship who was basically pirating around the Caribbean or somewhere like that. And the object, as he was saying, is when he leaves, a new person, the first mate, will take over as the new Pirate Roberts, and it keeps going on to the next one. So there's never any actual one person that is the one person. It's only the identity you have while you're in charge of the pirate ship and making whatever profit you can. And of course, you've got to pay your crew. So it's not like just one person gets the money. You need a crew of people to operate. So they're all hoping to get up to be the Dread Pirate. And that's where they based the character on for the Silk Road, because it was supposed to be a similar thing. But either way, it was dodgy dealing. And as you know, you can't do dodgy dealing with people who aren't a little bit dodgy. And dodgy results sometimes.
Ah, 3 of a kind, nice.
Haven't seen that for a while. How have the cards been to people? You seem to have got 600 credits there, Ardawen. You've been slipping it off the table while we haven't been watching or something?
I'm having 400 credits, but yes, I'm doing
Okay,
quite well.
sorry,
I'm doing quite
Okay.
well today. Yes.
A few good hands, yeah.
Yeah, I was lucky. I sufficiently paid off the dealer.
So we have shenanigans here, do we? Do we have to call for shenanigans?
Maybe, I don't know.
The lack of speed in that answer really does suggest something not good. Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah, well, what can I say?
What are the chances of everybody else having nothing too? Probably not good, are they? Oh, fold. Oh, someone did have a fair. Damn.
Ardawen hits me with the 4. I had the 2. Damn it.
Yeah. The power of the 4.
Yes. May the 4 be
Whoa.
with you.
I got crushed by the square.
Oh, okay. Well, it could be the 4 as into the front, forward sort of thing. Could be that kind of 4. That would be a better 4 to have.
Or
Just a
the
number
one
4.
that you yell when you're golfing.
You mean the one I don't yell when I'm golfing? Because you think, oh, I won't hit it that far.
What the hell
and
is
then
golf?
I'll bleed. Oh, no, it's going to hit him. Fuck, I hit him.
Doc, 4.
What? What do you mean? You're supposed to call 4 when you swing. He was my first.
Very good. Sorry, I was muted for that. I was coughing.
The 18-hole murder.
18 holes is murderous.
Yeah.
I reckon golf's
what
one
have
of
I
the,
got? Yeah.
golf's got to be one of the best invention games because you don't actually do anything. You go out and hit a ball around, and you just basically. I think they drink. That's the object. Is it take some air out and drink it on the way around the course.
Yeah,
One of those
and,
skills.
and you have someone else carry your golf clubs.
Yeah.
Or you have a
And
card.
advise you.
Or you have a card, or both.
Actually, golf carts are probably, I reckon, one of the most dangerous things on the internet. You know, YouTube of people coming a gutser. I reckon golf carts are going to be the most. They are not designed to handle it all, and people think they can do all sorts of shit with them. And I reckon people do get injured pretty badly over some of them. I would never try that crap on anything other than a dirt bike. You know, these guys jumping a golf cart. Yeah, let's go. No handling or suspension. That'll work. What could possibly go wrong?
How about everything?
Well, as long as you don't go over 3 kilometres an hour, you'll be all right. But they just can't stop themselves. Ooh, it's a big one. Oh, fuck off. You're going all in, shithole.
Might as well go on all in. I only had 11 more after that.
I only had a pair of twos, but Trent went in with a pair of twos. Shit, okay. Nice.
Figured, why not? Have a straight. Straights have been doing nothing but winning today.
Yeah, it's been straight on straights.
Is that a good thing? Because if everyone gets them, it ends up even. Did anyone touch the pie today? I haven't touched the cake yet, which is always
I
a good
have.
thing.
I did.
Okay.
Speaking of cakes, maybe a little bit of a early shilling, but this Wednesday, we have the Something for Nothing stream, of course, with Do I Have a Clue for You? And this edition, it is gifts that are a terrible idea for my birthday, because the day after the stream, it's actually my birthday.
So you want people to give you gifts that aren't appropriate?
No, the idea is don't buy me gifts like the ones that we're showing.
Ah, okay. But you realise people will do that out of spite. They will deliberately buy you those types of gifts. I don't think you thought this through. I don't know. What would you do, Jen or Trent? Would you buy him the actual gift or something other than the actual gift if you were hypothetically buying him a gift?
Ardawen would have no idea what I would get him.
Okay, I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's perfectly useful, but, you know, not to him.
I had a pair of aces then, Jen, you arsehole. You beat
Sorry.
me with 3 fours. A 4 got you over the line. I'm kind of... Don't underestimate the power of the 4.
This time I won by the squares.
Yeah, the 4 was strong in that hand. It deposed a pair of aces.
And of course, it's also the quirky Dutch holiday King's Day.
Is that where kings get to have the day off?
It's our king's birthday, and we just everyone is off work, and yeah, we just do all kinds of things, or we just stay home and get high like me.
Yeah, go to beer fest, I guess. As in, today or it's
No,
is it coming up?
Wednesday.
Okay.
No, yeah, no. There are one of the main things that usually on markets, to be to sell things on a market, you have to have like a market license and etc. etc. That sort of crap. On King's Day, it's like a free market. They what's what they're organizing, and the result is like people selling their old crap. Um, children that had like violin lessons, playing violin.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sort of like a town-wide yard sale.
yeah, so that sort of thing. All kinds of clubs that are like there to sort of be like, okay, hello, this is what we're doing. Come join our club, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Right.
And music festivals throughout the country, a lot of drinking. It's mostly an excuse to do a lot of drinking, and almost everything is orange because that's our national color.
Damn you, Boomer.
Yes, we both had a queen. Well, it's pretty hard to not go in
Yeah,
because there's
yeah,
only going to be a pair of
I-
kings to beat it, wasn't it?
And yeah, the King's Day actually changed the date because it used to be on the 30th, because during the time of our previous monarch, the Queen, except in this case it wasn't her birthday, it was actually the birthday of her mom, because and this is no joke. Well, she didn't change the date when she became queen because her birthday is in February and it's fucking cold in February. So she left the day of the national holiday on the 30th of April because usually the weather is a little better by then. which is kind of funny to me. When will you celebrate your birthday? Like 2 months after my real birthday. Why? Well, because the weather is better.
Well, yeah, it makes sense.
And
Why
then
is it
Depends
so
on where
terrible?
you're at.
and then each year they pick one town where the royal family goes to visit, and they get to do all kinds of embarrassing stuff, and it's followed by live television.
Who does the embarrassing stuff?
They.
Yeah, who? The queens or the people in the town?
Yeah, the royal family. So there are
Come
like
on,
all
Boomer,
the
you
all the
know
all
it's
the,
there.
yeah, the local they go to visit a different town every year, and then that town sort of organizes sort of a tour through the town, and there are usually a couple of embarrassing things that they have to do because traditionally they always did ring jousting on a tricycle. And so they're like, and therefore, look what we got for you. And then the king has to go on his tricycle with a lance, and he has to like ring joust, and then in front of live television.
I'd call in sick. There is no fucking way I'd be doing that shit. This is not the perk of being a king. Being a king is about not riding fucking tricycle jousting through fucking. That's what the commons do. The peasants do that. That's what the peasantry. They're there for the royals. No,
Well, that's the idea of King's Day, right? Like for one
It could
day,
be worse, Boomer.
for one day on his birthday, he can be just like us.
So why would you all can see why that person didn't change? That queen didn't change their birthday. I wouldn't do it too. I'd keep it on here. Because if they're going to get you doing shit like that, it's going to be a bad day. But yeah, you want it to be at least decent weather. No, this is not what royalty's about. That's not the perk of royalty. I'm sorry, I would fucking be my power as a king. I would overwrite that and say, no, fuck that.
And they have to smile and wave.
No fucking smiling, no waving. No, sorry, gang. You want fucking jousting on tricycles? You got to do it yourself. In fact, you ever caught Jester for that shit? Of course, I knew there was someone paid by the fucking king to not have to do that shit. You guys haven't thought your monarchy through properly, have you?
Well, that is what you get when you have a democratic monarchy, where the king is just a figurehead.
That's fucking democracy's bullshit when that's the case. Yes, I agree.
Then it becomes dance monkey dance.
Yeah. Well,
You want your stipend, you're going to dance.
I'm just heading back to fucking sit on the crown, actually. It's so...
Here's the thing. Then the choice becomes, you could tricycle ring joust, or you could start paying taxes.
Or I could, as king... No, you're not getting it. This king gig is actually pretty good. You've got the I can change the rules gig. So,
no.
As king, I wouldn't allow that. So...
Here's the thing, he can't.
Do you not realise this conversation is only going to end in a beheading for you? Okay, so I don't know if you want to keep going along this way, but feel free. I wouldn't want to impinge on your freedom of speech.
But this isn't his fault. One of his ancestors kind of looked at what was happening in France. You know, with all the beheadings and stuff like that. And he was like, now it would be far from ideal if that were to happen to me. And there were some murmurings on the street, like, because the peasantry also saw what was happening in France. And they said, like, well, sounds like an interesting thing, to do, a couple of beheadings. Sounds like a good idea. So the king was kind of getting a little bit scared. So he said, okay, what if you don't kill me? I stay the king, but I just get to sit on the throne, get money, and do nothing, and have you guys control the country. And and everyone agreed with that, and that is henceforth the situation. So the king has zero power, but he gets to sit on the throne and ring joust on the tricycle once a year.
I somehow think the Prime Minister eating could have had an influence on this too, because that was a pretty serious bit of shit, wasn't it? Eating a Prime Minister, and that's uniquely Dutch. In fact, that's a great Dutch tradition, isn't it? Eating Prime Ministers.
I think it's a tradition that we should bring back, quite honestly.
Agreed. Yeah, in unsuccessful Prime Ministers, you should get the option at the election is, do you want to eat him after his term in office? And that would actually make them, well, you wouldn't get any mooches in, would you? You get people who genuinely want to do the job and do a good job too, for fear of being eaten. So, I don't know. Maybe you could look into this.
Yeah, maybe I should inform more people of our rich past.
Well, you could maybe just make a motion in Parliament or whatever you do of can we reintroduce Prime Minister eatings and see, because there's only the Prime Minister. He's going to be upset, but no one else will be.
I thought before I propose it in front of Parliament, I first want to get the idea going among the populace.
Oh, well, no, it's already going. They've done it once. I mean, you guys are the only country. Well, does any other country eating their prime ministers?
People seem to have forgotten our rich. People seem to have forgotten our rich past. So I kind of wanted to, get the idea going among the populace again. So that people remember, like, oh yay, was that a thing we did? Yeah, it was. Oh, maybe we should bring it back. That's a rebel. Then I introduce it in Parliament.
All right, cool. Okay. Well, if you need any help from overseas satellite groups, we'll try to organise a support group out here in Australia, because we would probably... Oh, no, we wouldn't. So there's the thing. Most people probably wouldn't find their prime ministers a delectable dish, would they? They'd sort of... I don't know. You slow cook them? Yeah, would that be it?
You would have to. They'd be really fatty. After sitting
Well,
on their butts for all year.
Yeah.
we'll enlist a famous chef,
Ah.
like one of those famous television chefs. I don't
Iron
watch.
Chef Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Iron Chef, the Prime Minister's edition.
I don't watch any Dutch television again. I don't watch any Dutch television anymore. But there is bound to still be some television chef around that most Dutch people know, and it's like, and he is gonna be like one of our main proponents. That is saying, don't worry about the taste. I know he looks disgusting, but with a little bit of time and a little bit of salt and pepper, I can promise you, I can make him taste delicious. You mostly taste time though, but don't worry, I'll got you.
Well, it's a shame you've sort of not kept your thumb in that pie, because I've been noticing on YouTube there's been a lot of chefs and cooking programs where the women seem to be wearing, well, night clothes, silken night clothes. Like, yeah, they're not wearing much at all. And and they're doing a lot of cleavage shots. So I think you probably need to look at more cooking programs, because to tell you what, Zoe's Kitchen, she does a damn fine Swedish meatball. Not that I've ever tried the thing, but it's good to watch. It's good to look at how she prepares it, and like, yeah, when she cuts them, there's a nice jiggle factor. But yeah, there's a lot of women with lingerie. What's on TikTok now? Braless. Women are going on TikTok braless. Yes, more power to you, TikTok braless women. Love that. Great idea. What else is coming up in stupid TikTok land? Anyone else say anything worth mentioning?
Don't even bother with TikTok.
Oh, no, it's where the idiots go. All the idiots in the world are all assembling on TikTok nowadays. Have you not noticed this? It's fucking weird, man.
Other people go through that swamp.
Yeah, I know. I do agree. It can have an effect on you. You do have to be a little bit careful to not over egg the pudding. So obviously we need a TikTok reporter, because none of us have got the kahunas to spend more than a few minutes a day around the TikTok videos. I'm trying to think of some of the weird ones. There's just some really, really bad girls trying to be Fergie. And that just doesn't, Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas. It just doesn't work. She's actually famous and has the ability.
As long as it's not that cut where Fergie's on stage and pees her pants.
What?
You didn't see that one?
No. What happened?
That's a couple years old now. She's up.
Yeah.
She was up on stage doing a live set and somehow went for a high note and ended up peeing her pants.
Fergie from Black Eyed Peas. Yeah?
Yes.
Pissed her pants.
Fergie, yes.
Singing the song.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! I had to. Wow. I would have thought that didn't come up in my feed. I've got stars pissing their pants. That should have come up. I'm disappointed.
You subscribed to that, aren't you?
Hey,
Thought you were. You're not only a subscriber but a founder.
I think. Well, yes. Okay. I'm the provider.
We're not going there. Bro. Sorry.
So she was hitting her yellow note.
Yes.
Well, yes. Okay. Must have been it. We've heard of the rumoured brown note, but she actually did a yellow note. Well, that's sort of bigger than Milli Vanilli, just miming. Wow. Okay. What's the newest one I saw? I don't know if it's a newer one. MILF Money, not Milk Money. I've changed the K to an F. I think it's she had kids lately. Okay, guys.
I don't know who you're talking about.
No, absolutely not. But now it's the question. The real question is, who has the straight?
Who's going to get the pot? Who's got the straight? We wonder.
It is my turn, but I can't click anything.
Ah.
Oh, there we go. Now I can.
You know nothing of my powers. Well, it looks like we all have the straight. Could it be?
It technically, it could.
Wow, everyone's all in. Big pot, tense moments. Who has it? Some of us may have gone all in. Tense moments here.
Ah!
Oh,
I
and he
got
did
three
have
of a
it
kind.
straight. That's why I went all
Now we
in,
know
because
you're picking the dealer.
I almost didn't want to win that one. I felt sorry for you, Ardawen. You know, you're only on 685 chip size. I went, no, we'll let the poor dude off
635.
635. Okay.
It's still over 600.
Yeah, he needs the money.
Yeah, I need the 0.000 cents.
Actually, you know what's happened in the last 2 or 3 weeks? We've done massive daylight saving switch arounds, haven't we? Where all countries have sort of gone from one to another and different hemispheres, and
Yeah.
doesn't our time get seriously fucked up? You guys have gone into
I wish we could
daylight
just
over there.
stop.
You know, I heard there was some talk in Congress here about quitting that crap. I don't know if they actually passed it.
I heard that they were planning on doing that. Yeah.
No, I heard what I thought it might have been you guys in the US were going to be in maybe some regions were permanent daylight savings time. I don't know. Hang on. Yeah. Well, either way.
Well,
what's the word? Yeah.
The net result is about the same, right? Or the net result is just not switching over every year.
Why?
Oh.
What is?
Well, one thing, there is a good there are actually some serious calculations that it actually costs a lot of money switching around twice a year, because things people go sort of go. Yeah, a lot of people can't handle it, and apparently that's costing the economy a lot of money.
That's pretty vague. That sounds
Well, I also.
from
Well, I can't, and people. There is a lot of people that take sometimes weeks to recover from it, which is also an interesting argument. There's also like physical health, mental health, that sort of thing. It's that sort of thing is often impacted by changing times. So there's a lot of there are a lot of people that just want to stop changing around every 2 years, or twice a year. Just always keep the same time.
Who are the lot of people? I'm reckoning this is one of these rumor mongers.
No,
I just don't know people who don't. Anyone who works retail hours
Jin just said that it that they were talking about it in Congress.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
but I've actually heard the
But
opposite.
there's
People
actually
want to
been
go the full way, go the other way, daylight savings all the time. Is there somewhere that's like that now?
Yeah, in the States there is. State of
Okay.
Arizona does not change their clocks.
Right, when they're in daylight savings all the time, though, aren't they? Is that right?
No, they're in standard time all the time.
Oh, okay. No, I thought there was either somewhere in Europe or in America. It could even be a Pacific island, actually, where they just stay an hour ahead. It works better for them to tie it in.
And I know there's a portion in northeastern Indiana that doesn't change their clocks either.
Right. Well, we have the same here. Queensland, which is a substantial part of the eastern seaboard, doesn't do the same as well. But at the end of the day, it only matters if you're on the border. Because within the state, you don't really get that altered around. I don't know. Okay.
But there has actually been a study of highway accidents around time change. And they show that for 2 weeks afterwards, accidents go up significantly.
Yeah.
It's because people are too damn stupid to go to bed in time, I guess.
Hey, Demon Orb, how are ya? Yeah, but I mean, well, that could also be lead in the fuel too, because the last 40 years that we've had lead in our fuel, or last 60 to 20 years ago that there's been lead in our fuel, people have got stupider too. So maybe it's to do. We had a person who was working in a lead smelter, and they used to get tested every month for lead content, right? And then he went away for 6 weeks to do something to do with university chemistry in the lead smelter. When he went back, his first day back after 6 weeks off, he was tested, and he actually had more lead in his system because he was living in a heavily populated road area than what he did in a lead smelting plant. It was actually more dangerous to go and live in the city. So, yeah. And we're becoming more stupid, apparently, because of lead and plastic in our environment. We're polluting it. We're doing a Roman Empire thing. The lead in the pipes, it's all good. We love our plumbing.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was it. They were trying to find lead content because uranium goes to lead. That's how they tell how old the Earth is. And they found they were getting all these fucked up lead comments, lead readings. Where's all this lead coming from? It shouldn't be there. And it was actually because of cars. Oh, another straight.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I should have jumped on that.
I noticed we've had the copyright troll still been around in the world. People out there claiming stuff that's not theirs to be theirs. Is that issue getting worse in YouTube, or is it just me noticing it?
I don't think it's necessarily getting worse. It's just not getting any better.
Yeah. So scammers can claim something that's PewDiePie that he said anyone can have it. And they're saying, we own it, you owe us money, and they're getting away with it. Well, I'm actually not getting away, some are getting caught, but I don't know, it seems to be a whole bunch of scams floating, and everyone's trying to see what they can get away with nowadays. Goddamn social media. Oh, okay.
Don't underestimate the deuces.
So what other interesting things have happened in our beautiful, weird and wonderful world?
Well, how about outside that world?
Do go on.
Well, apparently I got here footage of a potato-shaped solar eclipse on Mars. I even downloaded the video. And now what you will notice is that it's not a eclipse as we're used to. But here we go. Let me turn on the camera for you guys.
Wow.
So this is taken from a Mars rover. And what you see here, it is a moon on Mars passing over the sun. Now the sun might, of course, look a little bit a bit weird. I don't know if that's because of the atmosphere on Mars or not. But there you go. Now it doesn't cover the entire sun, of course, as you see. But my guess is that part of that is because the size of that moon and the relation the alignment as compared to the sun. because I think that our sun, our moon is relatively unique in as in the fact that the when the moon moves in front of the sun, the alignment is actually that it actually covers almost the entire thing.
Yeah, it's about the same size.
Yeah.
Mars is farther away, so the sun would be smaller than
Yeah, exactly.
it looks like to us.
Well, yeah, and the moon is probably smaller too, and that is why it doesn't cover the entire thing.
Hey, which moon though? Like, is it our moon or their moon or what created the shadow?
One of the Mars's moons.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Mars had any. Okay. Obviously, don't read those planet charts too much. Right.
Well,
It looks huge though. That looks massive compared to the planet.
well,
Like ours is about a quarter. Is the moon about a quarter of the Earth's mass or size or whatever? And it only creates with the umbra penumbra thing. It only creates like a little area because it's 350k. That must be really. I don't know. You didn't make that in your lounge room, did you? With your lampshade and a potato.
I don't know, maybe.
I reckon you did. I reckon that's a forgery.
But yeah, it's the moon is called Phobos, and it looks more like a potato than the sphere that we're used from that we are usually identify with moons and and moons and potatoes, moons and planets.
Fair enough.
And one of the and Phobos is 170 times smaller than the Earth moon, so that is why it didn't cover the entire sun.
It's 100. Hang on, how do we even do the math? So it's 170th the size of our moon.
Yes.
So to be a shadow that big, it's got to be like right up at the sun. I don't know. So it's outside our orbit, therefore behind it.
The Mars is also smaller than Earth, right?
Yeah.
So
Mars
that makes that makes the comparable size already a lot different. And I guess it might be a bit closer. I'm not sure of the details. I just really love the footage from the Mars rover.
Oh, hang on. That's from the Mars rover, and that's the sun. So that's a rock that's really close to. Oh, okay. Now I dig it.
Yeah. No,
Right, okay.
I know it looks. I know because of the reddish color. You are thinking that
It took the flush and not the straight.
I know because of the reddish color, you thought it was Mars, but that was the sun from Mars's point of view. And my guess is
Oh, so that's a really close little asteroid,
Yeah.
right? So it's potato shaped now. Cool. All right.
So my guess is that it's either a filter that the Mars rover camera uses, or maybe the atmosphere on Mars that creates the reddish color of the sun.
Would be the atmosphere. Yep. Okay. I have been out doing some astronomy in the last week or two on YouTube, but I've been out in the outer universe. It's way more interesting out there. They're finding new different things, shit that shouldn't exist. And in fact, all those exoplanets they've found now, there's fucking squillions of them. In fact, what is it? Alpha Centauri's actually got a planet that's close to an Earth-type world. Yeah, so it's way more fun. Fucking Mars is old hat.
Well, yeah, but the thing about Mars is that we can actually reach it.
Yeah, well, where Mars fucked up is they invaded the Earth in H.G. Wells' time and came over and killed themselves. So if they hadn't done that, they probably could have been in a better position now to negotiate. But yeah, that's why it's more fun out in outer space.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree. But That's why I like both research because, we can actually reach Mars and plant rovers there. Not
It's
really.
entirely inhabited. You realise it's entirely inhabited by robots, don't you?
Oh no, yeah,
So
absolutely. But we can't exactly explore Alpha Centauri.
Well, we could if you got a couple 100,000 years to get there.
Yeah.
yeah, mind you, in 75,000 years, Alpha Centauri, because that's moving away, that system, there will be a system closer in about 75,000 years. So if we just wait that long, which I'm sure you and I could do, Jin,
Oh yeah,
we
we're
might be able
eternal.
to- yeah. Well, it's a vampire thing, isn't it? Or whatever. Who knows? I don't know.
Well,
Whatever.
mythological creatures, either way.
Okay, yes. Well, I prefer the term extraterrestrial. But anyway, that creates a panic, though. People think you're from another planet or something.
No, but we also
Yeah.
there's already man-made objects that are outside of our solar system.
Oh, yeah, Voyager 1 has just got there. Oh, what's the thing, though? It's now a new question. They don't know exactly where the end is. Because they used to say at the end of the Oort cloud, didn't they?
Yeah, and it extends
And now
further.
there's another issue.
Yeah.
In fact, what's been coming up? Pluto's non-planet status. It's planetoid. Now there's 3 others that are out there, and there's another 4 or 5. So we don't know now because they're not big enough. They haven't. What's the word? They haven't become
Haven't
the
cleared their
dominant.
orbit.
Well, they haven't. Yeah, that's it. They're not the dominant feature. So yeah. Oh, I just fucking sat out. That was a bad thing to do.
It's it's quite
Thank you,
cool
sir.
to see what we find out and stuff like that.
Well, what's the new telescope that's reining in all the really good stuff?
It's not
Fuck.
Webb. It's not pulling anything in yet.
No, it's
What-
But it will-
but the Hubble is still bringing in interesting information.
Yeah. And there's another one going up, but what's the one that's currently trumping Hubble?
James
Or is
Webb.
it not? James Webb, is it? Okay. Yeah, I knew that's been bringing some great stuff, some pulses and things like that too. And whenever they find something, they always fucking seem to pose more questions than they answer too, which is a cool thing about it. Oh, that was the other one. They found a dinosaur leg that it could actually have been. It's not a fossilization. It's potentially a mummification, but they're not sure because they went to the media first and got all this. They haven't checked it out properly, but they're not. They think it's a dinosaur that died on the day the dinosaurs died. The K2 balance patch, as Tuesday calls it. And what happened? Let me think. They need to absorb, but they think it's actually not fossilized. Therefore, it's the actual dinosaur's leg, and it died on that day. So yeah, right. That's how you sit in. Okay.
Well, you also can't sit in while the game is going. Well, a game is going.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Then you're
It's a
sort
bit
of
deep.
on hold. Yeah.
Yeah, so the dinosaur leg, although everyone's going, yay, dinosaur leg, we still need to check it out properly. It's to be confirmed. So it's got to go through all the relevant experts.
Yeah, so they were a little bit too early with going to the media.
So if it's mummified, do we need to get an Egyptologist on it?
Well, who knows?
They
Who's
don't go
its
back
daddy?
far enough, I don't think.
The bigger question is, who's its daddy? Closest thing I've come to a joke tonight, but it is Monday morning in the wee hours, in my defence.
I was kind of looking at weird news to see if I saw something interesting. And I literally see a title. Ecology professor theorizes that the Loch Ness Monster may just be A smudge on the camera, B a whale penis, or C a
I've seen
finger,
that.
or C a finger.
I'll not say I've seen that article.
Oh, okay. So what? No one going to take a guess?
No,
No,
I don't know.
I've seen the article, so I'm not going to say.
go ahead,
Oh,
Boomah.
okay. Well, I'm not an expert on whale penises, so I'll go for whale penis because I'm not an expert and I don't know what that is. So there you go. That's my call. Whale penis.
So yeah, again, just from the title, but yeah, it was whale penis.
Oh, okay. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, right, and we had Polaroid cameras around. You know, the ones that had the little, expensive as fuck, and you took the photo and it pop out the bottom. You'd have to sit there and wave it around like a wanker going crazy for about a minute, and then you would have your photo, Insta-snap or whatever it was. I went out the backyard one day and took a photograph of a little bronze sort of wheel out of my Meccano set, and took a photo up and blurred it slightly and did it sideways. Yeah, moved the camera sideways to make it look like the string holding it was a bit of a jet off, and faked this UFO photo and took it inside. They kind of, I tricked my family. I hoaxed them. They all thought it was real, and they were going to take it to somewhere and see it. No, don't. It's a hoax. I made it up. Where? Show us how. And I showed them the little gold wheel, but people were so keen to, oh my God, he snapped a UFO. And that day I thought, fucking hell, people, you so wanted to be that. No. And it was just me playing a hoax game. I thought they would have said, oh, fuck off, idiot, and thrown the photo back at me. But no, I had a bite. Having to own up was the hardest bit. Oh, Gene, what are you doing?
Messing with your head, Boomer. That's what I'm supposed to do.
No, well, it was close to a fucking flush. Now it's down to one card. That really pisses me off.
Oh, fuck. Me and my fucking wanted to also play producer.
What happened? Hey, Micro, how are ya?
What happened was that I had a full house in hand, but I was looking for an article. Oh, I was looking for that for that tweet about the Loch Ness monster being a whale, maybe being a whale penis. So I auto folded because
You missed the call.
Yes.
Oh, I was supposed to lose that. I went all into lose again. For fuck's sake. I didn't want to win that hand. Now,
So yeah, let me see. Here we go. I'm sharing my screen now. This is the tweet about where the article speaks of. So, back in the day, travelers and explorers could draw what they saw. This is where many sea monster stories came from, i.e., tentacled and alien-esque appendages emerging from the water, giving belief to something more sinister lurking beneath. However, many cases it was just whale dicks. And so these.
to be honest with you, if I was a whale and I had a dick like that, I'd go out and fucking flash it to humans just to let them know, hey, check out this guy. Just to make
Especially if you're a blue like a blue whale. I can wave that thing around like a third hand.
I'd fucking swing it around like that too, just to fucking be a prick. Literally. Okay. So yeah, I love the whale penis idea. And in fact, just on the whale topic, you know the story of Moby Dick? Apparently that was based on a real whale that gave someone shit. And apparently the real whale, it was a way worse story than the actual Moby Dick novel, which influenced the writer of it. This whale was a king. He noticed this whaling ship was killing his fucking women. So he basically declared war and fucked over quite a few boats. And yeah. Hey, Micro, you're not supposed to put that in text. You say that.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Whales
plausibly
often mate in groups, so while one male is busy with the female, the other male just pops his dick out of the water while swimming around waiting his turn. Everyone is gotta have fun, right?
Well, so much for Cindy
One
Lauper.
female
Girls just want to have
male
fun.
is typically paired with a primary escort, and a group of males will try to fight for the right to overthrow the escort and even mating right and earn mating rights. A competition pot can just have a handful of whales, a larger group of 12 and 15, giving rise to the multiple tentacled monsters.
So we're talking a huge cock block here by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a great orgy to attend.
Well, you could
Bunch of
say
males
that.
with only one female. Yeah, it's
Well,
a train.
9 out of 10 people like a gangbang. Possibly the same with whales. 9 out of 10 whales.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, you follow it in, are you, Jin? You're fucking chasing up with the full book as well. Interesting. All this
I'm
talk
not
of
saying what I
whale
got
penis.
yet.
All this talk of whale penis is getting quite a bit of money on the table. Oh my god. Oh dear, there we go, guys.
Split pot.
Oh, you reckon? I reckon I got this, baby. I shall dine on lettuce tonight.
Nice,
go.
4 of a kind.
4 jacks. Yep, knew it was going to happen unless someone else had the
It's
jack.
funny
which they
though,
couldn't
we
have.
were talking about whale penis, and Boomer has 4 jacks.
That's exactly it. In fact, I can't think of a correlation either, but I'll still try.
Well, the J on the jack looks like a whale penis being waved around.
Just
Okay,
upside down.
I was more thinking like all he needed was 4 jacks and he was done.
Is that true?
4 jacks or 4 strokes.
Is Micro? Are you talking about Moby Dick? Herman Melville was the author's name, was he? And he got the story from a different captain, from a ship's captain who reported the original Moby Dick. Though, do you know much of who that captain was? I've been trying to find that story again. I just remember it would be an interesting topic, but anyway. Getting tense. Oh, there we go. 3 of a kind and 4 of a kind. Having a good field day out. I didn't touch the pie. I went all in to try and not touch the pie, and I've actually not had to touch the pie. There you go.
I also
you,
didn't.
Jim.
I also didn't have to touch the pie. Huh? Funny.
Yeah, but you didn't go back to 0. I did. I went all in and back to 0.
No, that's right. I did not go back to 0.
No. Okay. So, also, is a Moby Dick, could that be a modern day term for a penis on a mobile phone? You would have male and female phones. So, is it a Moby Dick as well? Ah, Captain Ahab in. Yeah, right. But if I do that, the search will get me through, Micro. Thank you. You've got me on a direction. I'll remember that. Captain Ahab. Yes. Because that'll draw me into it. I did see it a while back. And you know when you're on YouTube and you see a story, oh, I must watch that, and you miss it because you see something better. Well, Jin's gone quiet. He must be sitting on a straight, or a straight that was.
For 4, I'd be willing to go. Good job.
Oh, Trent comes in with 2. Nice.
No, I was quite because I was partaking of nicotine.
Ah, the dreaded butts. I've cut down significantly, but I tell you what, when you have one nowadays, oh God, I enjoy it so much. Got to learn to hate them again. I've just noticed our backing piano rocking it out there. He's doing happy birthday. Apparently, is someone claiming I own that again or not? It goes in and out of phases, doesn't it? Where people say they own happy birthday.
Uh, yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is. I think they tried to claim it, but the result was like, no, it's too well spread to be claimed as
Yeah,
a song itself.
yeah,
Um, of course that is all, but with the always reoccurring caveat that um, even though a piece might not be uh, copyrighted, that a performance of the song may very well be copyrighted.
yeah.
So if
Which
if
really
it
is,
is like the Vienna Orchestra playing Happy Birthday, then that would be copyrighted.
yeah, that version of it. So
Yeah.
I wonder how they get into the intricacies. Like, they do it with 7 violins, 3 cellos, 2 harps, whatever. I wonder if it comes down to the mix of instruments. Because I remember someone brought up the Anzac Day theme owned by the Army, but it was done by electric guitar, which means it's okay because it wasn't a bugle. And speaking of which, Anzac Day is actually, well, right now for us, which is our kind of Veterans Day. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, lest we forget for all of our soldiers who basically got their asses shot off in some other fucking country's wars because you guys don't know how to behave yourselves in Europe without fucking putting tanks up each other's asses. But okay,
What do
we
you
have to cop that
mean?
shit.
We've been peaceful for. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. When was the last time you guys had a war in the European? Well, there was. Okay. Yeah. We'll just keep that one down, won't we? Okay. Speaking of which, I've got to compliment Russia. They've been able to get so many arms over to Ukraine. Yeah, like NATO have had their asses kicked by Russia. They've provided all these weapons to Ukraine. So good on you. Let's show you how to get infrastructure in there. Just drive it in, drop it off, and walk back. Yes. Why do people have to do this shit to each other? Oh,
Heck.
yeah.
Yeah, I seen something. I think it was yesterday, or maybe the day before, where the Ukraine has more tanks than Russia does right now that actually work and have fuel.
Yeah. But that can always change at the drop of a hat. I never think about how to actually do it properly. That's their big problem.
Yeah, I think I think at some point maybe the average Ukrainian farmer may have more tanks than the Russian army.
To work, yeah.
Well, did you see the video about who was Russia talking to? Finland, Norway, Sweden? I think it was Norway. And the response was they started sending tractors towards the border.
Probably Finland, because Finland is actually bordering on Russia.
Yeah, I think it was Finland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Microraptor. Actually, the Netherlands was also neutral during. The Netherlands was neutral during World War One. And then we tried to be neutral in World War Two, but that neutrality is kind of being thrown overboard when the Germans invade anyway. Which we should have known because of the Rotterdam harbor. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, World War One. World War One, we were neutral for various reasons. In part because the emperor was a great uncle of our queen. So.
Yeah, it does border Norway too. You're right, Micro, but it's so far up. Doesn't it get frozen? It's not really a port. Is Archangel? Archangel is the border up there. Is that right? The northernmost port. In fact, there's an interesting, because that's where the Lend-Lease stuff used to go into the Soviets during the war. And there's a really interesting story of a guy who, a nutty sea captain, got out late with a whole lot of stuff, and he got caught in the pack ice and thinking, oh no, I'm stuck here for 3 months. It's a matter of time before I get tracked down and shot to pieces by planes. So what I'll do is he went through all the stuff down in the cargo hold and found a tank and took it up the top and loaded up and got ready and basically made what was a freighter with a tank on it, a gun turret. So it was pretty much arguably the smallest ever destroyer. But he sat there patiently waiting for months, expecting a plane to show up. And the Luftwaffe never went out onto the pack ice because they didn't expect to see any ships. So he sat there packed in for 3 months, and then it thawed out. Then he basically carried on his way. But they never thought to go out and see if any ships get stuck. So the world's smallest destroyer was made, and it didn't actually move while it was like it.
Yeah, I also read somewhere that Finland also has 1,000 snipers prepared in case Russia gets any ideas. And Finnish snipers are still legendary.
Damn, I had it straight then. I didn't realise I had it straight. I was in the middle of the destroyer story and I had it fucking straight. Oh, damn. Well, Finland is the home of the Molotov cocktail.
That too, but I think that but I think that I believe that the Finnish snipers are also still quite legendary since World War II. And yeah.
Anyone who lives in a snowy, really harsh climate is generally a formidable opposition.
Yeah.
Now, the emus got beaten by the kangaroos. You still don't know your history, Microraptor. The communist kangaroos have overthrown the emus.
And
which is why they're on the coat of arms.
And also, thanks for that Fallout reference, Microraptor. So are you saying that Fallout Australia would just be emus, Microraptor? Mutated emus.
Do you have any large birds in Finland or Sweden or wherever it is? Aha. So you've never actually dealt with them. In fact, emus are actually a pretty scary bird when you meet them out in the bush. But a cassowary is about 2/3 the size, and if they see you in the scrub, they will look at you like you owe them money and proceed to attack you accordingly. They are nasty. They are dead set raptors. They are the fucking leftover dinosaurs. They're vicious as fuck.
Well, the Swedish have the perfect weapon against any animal, and that is surströmming. They just put on gas mask and throw surströmming at the animals, and then the animals take a hike.
Oh, you're a king, so queens. Damn.
Just not able to get back at the cake.
We've got birds here that will actually pick up a snake and drop it onto a barbecue, right? Well, we've got a video of that happening. They picked up a black snake, which is venomous, and went to drop it on the ground because they get fall damage. And dropped it onto a barbecue, and the people obviously scattered, realizing there's a poisonous snake being delivered by a bird. Airmail.
The eagles do that with turtles here.
A bird having a Barbie.
Well, no, he just wanted a fresh snake, but he kind of realised maybe I can kill 2 birds or 2 snakes with 1 stone here. I'll get the humans away from
I got to bugger up. Minute, guys, hold on.
Oh, it's his mobile phone. Oh, I wonder what that was.
Yeah, everything in my social circle just knows that I'm doing a stream around this hour. I actually trained Mother to not call me during stream hours.
Yeah, cassowaries are Australian, yes. And they are fucking scary too. You don't see them that much though because you've got to go out into pretty secluded spots. So it's not like you'll be bushwalking through the forest like happens in America and bears come and attack you, you don't get chased away by a cassowary. You've got to go right in. But they nest on the ground, so if you go near their nest, they will kind of let you know that you might have made a mistake by coming. They'll tear your guts out. They'll go for you.
You know
Another one
you know who also kind of dicks about it? Swans.
I was about to say swans. Yes, I know. They are bricks. Oh.
And we don't actually have a couple of swans that made their nests like on the coast of on the shore of a city pound, pretty close to an ongoing bicycle lane. So that is gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Well, maybe not.
Because
The
they will run after fucking bicyclists and shit like that, because and we have a lot of people on the bike here, and that is a heavily used bicycle path. that swan is gonna be busy.
They're pretty vicious about it too. Like, you won't stand there; they go right for your fucking your balls too. So
Yeah.
like, they are right at the right height to get a fucking what do you call it? Critical hit. They can and they've got a good range. They're fast. In fact, what are the Canadian ones? Geese, is it in Canada? Swans down here are the same.
Well, geese are dicks too. Yeah, dicks too. Yeah. But I believe geese are they were used as guards too. Like, instead of guard dogs, they had guard geese.
Yeah.
Because they were.
If you come into their territory, they'll just stalk you and keep making noise. They are the best watchdogs. They are better than dogs.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, keeping you off of property or just alerting people to your presence. So yeah.
Yeah. No. I remember we had those white geese. Those the. At a kind of a neighborhood pond across my house, and it was pretty long, and it stretched for most of my walk to school. But they would just cross the street and hang out on the grass there and stuff like that. And when the geese were there, I usually took a small detour, because I was like, okay, that is the geese territory for now. I am going to take a small detour, because I ain't dealing with those guys. There were like 4 or 5 of them too, you know, like just a pack of them just hissing at you. And that actually kind of I actually started doing that since they destroyed one of my shoes. They pecked at my shoes, and they broke my brand new shoes. And since then I was like, okay, not so much for my own safety, but more for the idea, like, I don't want them to to destroy any of my clothing again.
Well, they may have shares in shoe manufacturing. That could be the thing. They want to up shoe sales, so they put in their part. Akin to a tyre manufacturer throwing nails in the road.
Michael Raptor,
Oh,
you were late. That was the first thing we talked about. But yes, for something that might be really significant for us as Europeans, but apparently the Yanks and the Aussies don't care.
Well, we do care. In fact, no. Had there been a 30 years war policy against England, I would have really been into it and backing them, or possibly 100 years war. But we've done that gag already. Yeah, Macron, we won. But a good thing that right wingers are getting the flick. We've had 2 state elections here, and those extreme rights are actually getting the arse.
Yeah.
So,
to be
right
fair,
now,
from what I understood, Macron was the least worst option. So.
That's what you get with elections. You don't really get someone you want to vote for. Unless, of course, you're Rupert Murdoch, in which case you get exactly who you want.
Well, you know.
How did that happen? Am I still in? No, I'm not. Is Macron a bad PM? No, I thought he's been doing not a bad job.
Yeah, well, he's a bit of a lip.
Well, yeah.
From
Our Prime
from what I heard is, and this is purely from hearsay. I want to direct everyone to the warning sign saying, you know, any correlation between what we say and the truth is purely coincidental. But from what I hear, a more like lefty socialist candidate was actually historically close to making it to the final round. So that is kind of interesting. And also really interesting because, you know, a pretty far left guy did pretty good, and a pretty far right lady also did pretty good. So that is, of course, an interesting situation.
We actually had our PM here. We had a deal to make some submarines, which were paper subs anyway. They were no relevance whatsoever in our pitiful military. But what happened is our PM was over there at one of their summits, and he actually bullshitted about it. And Macron he bullshitted to the text and sent to the media and sent a different text. And Macron outed him. He actually pulled up the text and proved our Prime Minister to be an absolute lying motherfucker that he is, and caught him out. So on that note alone, the weight of that, he got up our PM who's a prick. So I like Macron for that one thing.
I'm sure he has good qualities. I mean, thinking back of former Bondschancellor Merkel too. I think that she was a pretty good leader, but she was like a Christian conservative a little bit. So, you know. I probably wouldn't agree with most of her politics, but she was a really good leader.
Well, in the instance that I'm talking about with the pull out of the submarine deal and the subsequent text, Scott Morrison, our fucking scumbag, sent the text probably expecting Macron to carry on with the lie because he's such a lying prick, and he thought Macron would do it too, but Macron didn't, because there's no benefit for him to lie here, so he actually outed him. And in fact, they bailed out on the deal. It wasn't like what he said kept the deal, it's what he said pulled out of the deal, and it was $1 million deal. So, I mean, you just don't go back on your word. But our fucking illustrious PM thinks he can.
Michael Raptor, I absolutely agree. Fascists should always lose and cry about it.
Mm. What's good about it is their salty tears, though. That's always fun.
Fake elections, fake results, blah blah blah. I wouldn't be surprised if Le Pen sort of alludes to something like that.
Where's Jin? Jin's disappeared.
But to be very, 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 very fair to her, and I'm so generous that you know, even Jesus is like, you can tone it down a little bit. She is not as bad as her father was. Because her father was legendary for being an outright anti-Semite.
Did he invade Poland, though?
Publicly and proudly. No, he didn't have the power to, but if he...
Well, he didn't invade Poland, so he's not as bad as Adolf then. Okay, so he's the second worst. All right. It was one invasion off being the same, level pegging.
Yeah. I mean, Le Pen is... Marie Le Pen, her daughter, is it daughter or granddaughter? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Isn't that far off? But to her credit, not that bad.
Okay, I don't know what that means. Not
Well-
as bad as fucking Mouthy Mo, but okay. Yeah. Well, it's 10-2. We might have to come close to doing a bit of a wrap,
We
tying
might.
a bit of a knot in it. It's actually gone
Yes.
pretty quick. I just realised. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Jin or Trent, do any of you guys have anything good to shill?
Well, that's true.
Not really.
I
Okay.
figured.
Any good games come out lately that people might want to catch their eye to, or anything like that? You've been so loud tonight. We have to keep you sedated, haven't we?
Yeah, to be fair, I had him muted for most of the time.
Yeah, he doesn't know. No one knows. All right, so, well, it looks like Jin's disappeared. Oh dear, all in with two. Hey, hang on, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, maybe I did.
Oh well.
Oh dear.
Hey, nice.
Oh fuck off! I hit the
But
wrong button.
in that case, yes, Trent's Sister Productions. I don't know if that is going to happen this week because Zumi is under the weather, and I think Zumi is the one that produces this, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm not sure about that, but everyone go wish Zumi. Yeah, go wish Zumi well, so that she is back to her normal hijinks as soon as possible.
Yes. Called in sick today for the Bunker 33 stream. So will you? Sounded food poisoning, but yeah, don't know. Just I'm sick, so hopefully not sick. And what have
And
we got coming up? Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday is our stream with Do I Have a Clue for You? A birthday edition.
Right. Okay.
And it is
Riveting stuff.
It's things you shouldn't buy me for my birthday, since the day after our stream, it's actually my birthday.
Right. Are you trying to get people to lavish, give some frankincense and myrrh on you or something like that?
Sorry, my cat my cat jumped on my desk and is sort of headbutting me. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's all we have some interesting products.
I believe your cat has just said, "What's this business about your birthday?" Hey, look at that! We've got a fucking flush on the table. We have a flush, guys. I've never seen that. Oh God, I've never seen that actually happen. Whoa,
That's nice.
wacko. So what happens? Everyone wins, don't they?
Yeah,
Does everyone
probably.
just win?
Yep.
Especially when you
Okay.
both. Well, no, it should have been Trent. Yeah, he had the high card on it.
Okay.
No. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the five cards on the table that matter. The five cards that. Yeah. No. Huh? Yeah, he should have been maybe. No, that's yeah.
Trent won
No,
that because
whatever. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right. Well, you got a happy early birthday from Microraptor, which means he hasn't got you a gift, obviously. Thank you. And you're going to tell Zoomy you actually called her Zoomer. So, it's his happy birthday. Isn't this all a bit paradoxical here, Micro? I got a feeling she might be having a letter you, Ardawen. There's something going on here with Micro. I don't know. Okay.
Well, Zoomer is when you can't when you're so high that you can't tell Zoomy and Boomer apart.
True. Or that could be an illegitimate child, which may or may not exist.
in a parallel universe.
Yeah, we'll go to parallel universe. That's always a good cop out, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You're still here, Jenny. It's just so funny now not seeing you at the table. It's yeah.
Well, I dropped because I got a phone call.
Oh, okay.
So,
And did your phone tell you?
I guess that this is it.
And we're at the 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just coming up to it. Yep.
So I
Well-
hope everyone had fun. Thank you for coming, Jin and Trent.
Yep.
Always glad to join the game with you guys.
Yeah, and of course, thanks for coming, Mr. Boomah.
Of course, well, you can't get rid of me. I'm sort of stuck here. I'm actually glued here in an ongoing infinite program.
I
That's okay.
actually told
That's part
him
of mine.
in chit chat of our Discord. Join our Discord, by the way. Don't come. Your application to joining the poker has been denied, but he still showed up.
And yet here I am. Obviously, I have powers you know nothing of. So yeah, that didn't work. All right, well, I think it's time to get out of here and maybe do things. In fact, I've got to do something today, but I don't. Oh, we've got a football match today. My favourite team's playing. Yes, so I've got to watch a football match later. I don't know whether to stay awake or go and get some sleep before it. Okay, so that's the whole thing. We're having a holiday today here in Australia. So Yahoo!
I have
Holiday.
2 weeks. I have 2 weeks of vacation, so that is also nice. So with that, guys, thank you everyone for coming, people in the chat, and I guess we see you guys. We see you guys on Wednesday, and hopefully somewhere in between a transistor production show, when Zoomy feels better.
Yep.
So yeah, bye everyone.
Bye.